Success leaves clues. I'll tell you the quickest way to get where you want to go is be around the people. If you want to be a scratch golfer, golf with guys that shoot 200. I mean, the fact is your network is your net worth. And when you get around the right people, my favorite 3 letters is ASK. So I have access. I ask everybody for help. I'm still a student. I'm still just getting started. So I think the fact is that if you could get around the right people. So for example, I'm good buddies with a lot of bankers. And they've given me balance sheets and income statements and P&Ls of what my business needs to look like. And if you could see it and you can look at it and you go, well, I'm off here, here, and here. So what would it take? You throw this in the Claude and you say, well, what would it take for me to be able to do this? I mean, the fact is most companies try to be at 15% net profit. That's huge success. I'm trying to double that while not taking advantage of my clients, by making sure I'm paying the best in the industry. My net promoter score is the best, the most 5-star review.
Yeah.
And you get that business efficiencies. So,
yeah.
But, as far as God's concerned, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I believe that he died for our sins. And, I believe I'm going to heaven. And it's going to be a tough day with my parents.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Hitters Podcast. This man needs no introduction, but he is the founder of A1 Garage Doors. He has home service freedom. I'm excited to kind of hear about that today. And this man is a legend in the home services space, Tommy Mello. Tommy, man, you have, it seems now you crossed bounds. It was interesting. I'm not a home service guy, but even I knew who you were before I started really talking to these guys. And your rise, because it was kind of fast and furious. I mean, I feel like I see A1 Garage Door now everywhere. I'm pretty sure you own a few of the garage door companies in Colorado as well. Man, tell us like how it all started.
It's 20 years. I'm an overnight success of 2 decades. I was 22 and I started painting garage doors. And the funny thing is, the guy that I started painting for was at my house yesterday.
No way.
Buying his company. And, I got really good at painting doors, and I'm meeting with these guys 2005, 2006, meeting with the technicians to get the sample because they cut out a sample of the garage. And, we decided, me and my other roommate decided to start a business. And we made every mistake in the book. I'm telling you, if you could fail, we did it. We put yellow page ads right as it was going, basically disappearing. We didn't know accounting. We didn't know inventory. I knew how to start an LLC, and I knew how to do an EIN number. And in 2010, I basically gave my partner an ultimatum. I said, you could have the business, you take the debt, or I'll take the business and I'll take the debt. And then I called my mom, and I'm like, I need help.
Yeah.
And so she moved from Michigan, 2010. I decided to get a master's degree. So, we kind of just let the business evolve. 2014, I found a really good right-hand guy. 2017, got on Service Titan, first company outside of HVAC, plumbing, electrical.
Really?
And, and it was hard. They did not want to do it. And I got a hold of our on LinkedIn. And then I started a podcast, wrote a book, started hiring consultants, Al Levy, and just really started to focus on profit because I was really good at making revenue, but not the keeping of it.
How do you mean?
Well, at 2017, we were doing $17.5 million, and my CPA calls me and says, "You're going to have to pay 300,000 this year." I'm like, "I don't even have that in the bank account." Uh, it's hard to believe. And then at 30 million, I rebranded with Dan Antonelli with Kick Charge,
Yeah,
and
love
now
that
the
guy.
business will do. We're doing about a quarter of it goes to the bottom line, and we'll do 410 million this year. And I
Was
still
it
feel
a
like, what's
was it
that?
A1 before that, Tommy? Was it A1 and then you rebranded, or did you just
It was
refresh the
always
logo and
A1, and
yeah,
A1's probably the biggest mistake I made because there's a lot of A1s that was a phone book play,
that's true. I didn't
and
think about that.
there's a lot of other ones. There's AAA, there's A plus, there's all this other A stuff. So the company that I ended up buying that was over at my house yesterday was called A Authentic, and so that was a mistake. You want to be something different that nobody else could claim when you do trademark and copyright
Yeah.
stuff. So, but look, it's been fun. My job keeps getting easier. I got great people. I was out with my team last night, and I was at the table, and I was crying to one of my guys. I was telling him the story, and I just got the best people. I texted him this morning, and I'm like, God, I love you guys so much. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't enjoy the journey, the destination's not worth anything. Like, I can tell
Mm.
you right now, like, I'm really, and a lot of people say this, but behind closed doors, they're all messed up. Like, I'm loving my life. Like, I'm very fortunate.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. Tommy, was there a point where you took on outside investors? Did you take on PE at some point and start to really grow and scale and do your own roll up, or has it all been internal?
Yeah, so end of 2022, I took on a private equity partner. Before that, I had a delayed draw term loan for about 25 million. And the reason I did it is because COVID really was good for business. I mean, we were deemed essential. We could go to any house we wanted to, and everybody was putting money into their house. So
Yeah.
we got to about 27 million of EBITDA. And we got a great multiple, just under 600 million. And what's really cool about it is 100 million went to the people that earned equity.
That's
So
insane.
we made 24 millionaires.
You made how many? 24?
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. It's crazy to me when I talk to home service guys, it's like private equity is either the devil or, it's amazing. Like I talked to a $50 million plumber the other day, and that was literally how he got started. He started with PE. He's rung the bell a couple times, but it's kind of like everybody's wants to eventually sell, but it's kind of the scary thing. Like, when I talk to guys, they're like, "Oh, I'm not ready for that yet." I'm like, "What if you found a good one? What if you found a good one that actually helped you get to where you want to be and helped you grow and scale and funded a lot of that growth?" I mean, it seems like a slam dunk to me.
Yeah, well, shitty owners hate private equity. And I'll be a
Yeah,
little controversial
yeah,
because
yeah,
quite frankly, if you're very entrepreneurial and you can't take direction and you can't discuss the different options, it's never going to work for you. And by the way, when you do a deal with somebody, you got to work 10 times harder. Like if you
yeah,
give them your word that you're going to grow the business, you got to think somebody's handing you tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Does the founder still stay involved? And I think a lot
yeah,
of the times, all of a sudden they go, well, now I get to live my best life. And for
yeah,
me, I'm like, no, I'm like, let's just go grind again. And I don't know. I don't care how big we get. I want to grow. I want
yeah,
to win.
yeah. Tommy, what's going really well in your business right now? What are some challenges you guys are facing?
I think the thing that separates us is the way that we train and the way that we recruit.
Hmm.
And I think we can still do better there. But we've got 49 guys this month. We got 70 next month and 80 the next month that are coming
Hmm.
into the trade with no experience. So
Hmm.
we've got a good system. I still think better your best every day. The tough things is, garage doors right now it's a really big spotlight, and a lot of people think it's the new HVAC. Leads are getting expensive, and capacity planning is very difficult. When you hire 70 guys, you need to be able to get 200 new leads the day they
Yeah.
start because they're
Yeah.
running 3 calls a day, 210 leads.
Yeah.
So, it's difficult, but we're light years ahead of everybody else. I mean, we're running, I think, 32 different softwares now. And I don't say that as like bragging because, quite frankly, I wish we only had one, but we've got specialty software for every little detail.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, look, business is tough, but when you're winning, everybody wants the views, but nobody wants to take the hike.
Mm.
Let me read you something real quick. I think you'll
Please.
really.
Yeah, dude, bring me inside your world. I'd love to hear it.
So I've been really working hard to let people know who I am, but this is uh, this is a quick little story. So it's called Garage Doors and God Doors.
Okay.
In 2005, I'm 22 years old and I figured something out. Every garage door company in Phoenix needs a reliable painter, and not one of them has one.
Hmm.
So I cold called garage door companies in the yellow pages, and within a few weeks, I'm painting 10 doors a day, making $100 per door and bartending at night. I wasn't new to hustling. My dad, a mechanic who always had a smile and a joke, and one joke always led to him telling 10. He was my coach in everything growing up. He'd say, Tommy, we're winners, don't you forget it. He had me wrestling at 5, taught me to negotiate at garage sales, never once handed me a participation trophy.
Hmm.
My mom, she took on 3 jobs when she and my dad divorced. I was 7. She'd jump out of the car and knock on a stranger's door to be their realtor. She sold 53 houses her best year. I started mowing lawns and shoveling snow to lighten her load. In 2007, my best friend and I turned the painting business into a garage door company. The first 10 years I call practice.
Hmm.
Because I talked my way into software that wasn't even built for garage doors, I got access to a world of $100 million HVAC shops. I
Hmm.
show up with an empty notebook and leave with a full one. They taught me everything because I wasn't a threat. I was just a garage door kid. I took every lesson home. I put on the blinders and focus. I don't know what it feels like to lose. I never have. Everybody wants the views, but nobody wants to take the hike. I bought apartments for my technicians to live in while they train. I moved there because I wasn't going to be up in some high tower while they were building something with me. Stayed there for 4 years. Then one day during COVID, my sister calls and she says, they're about to put dad on a ventilator. He's going to die today. I fall to my knees. And on the way to the hospital, I'm crying, pounding the steering wheel and praying. God, if you give me a second chance with my dad, I promise you, I'll tell the whole world about Jesus. I know I didn't earn any of the stuff that you've given me in this life. Please give me a second chance to be a better son. 4 weeks later, my dad walks out of the hospital. No oxygen, lungs completely clear. The doctors have no explanation. I don't talk about the promise. I just try to keep it. I watch technicians who were barely scraping by purchase their first house. I get messages every week. Guys who are about to commit suicide, who are living out of their cars, and now they're living their dream.
Hmm.
That's what business was really all about. I'm proud to say I'm a garage door man. Today, A1 Garage Door Service operates in 40 plus market, doing over $400 million in revenue. No garage door company has ever done what we've done, and we're still in the first inning.
Hmm.
About a year after my dad walked out of the hospital, a stranger calls me. We had met once briefly after I'd spoken on stage. He says, Tommy, did you make a deal with God in the parking lot? I said, who is this? He says, I just saw you on your hands and knees. And you made a deal with God, didn't you? I said, yes, I did. He says, I just want you to remember, as quick as he gave it to you, he could take it away. I do remember the deal I made, and a deal is a deal.
Yeah. Dude, that's powerful. And also, love the. I mean, I believe that that God is the creator of business. God was the first entrepreneur, right? He created something from nothing. So man, that's so powerful. I got chills. So and now you're committed to helping other home service guys get freedom. I mean, your whole thing is based around home service freedom. So talk about the coaching program a little bit. Talk about what you're building out there.
Yeah, I've made all the mistakes. I think the biggest unlock is really having data and knowing your numbers. And
Hmm.
it's a pretty simple formula, but entrepreneurs get distracted. We've got ADHD and we get sidetracked, and racehorses wear blinders for a reason. They're focused on the game. And if you don't know the score, it's hard to win. So we really help people get the score and understand where the biggest holes and opportunities are in their business. And we've seen companies go from $2 million of profit to 15 million in 1 year. It's just the little things. And
What are those things, Tommy? Like what are the, I mean, I'm sure it's the same two or three things every single time. Is it cost per acquisition? Is it, what it
yeah, it's
costs
a
to complete a
formula.
project?
So if you pick your revenue goal and then you divide that by your booking rate. So the call center, the schedule engines, the form fills, then you got to minus your cancellation rate from that. So I'll go through this again here at the end, but then you divide by your conversion rate. That's when you're face to face and you knock on the customer's door after you earn their business. So the conversion rate. The next one is the average ticket, and then you divide by the average ticket. Then you multiply by the CPL, cost per lead, and
Hmm.
that'll give you your marketing spend. So those are the things: booking rate minus cancellation rate, conversion rate, average ticket, and cost per lead. With that
Hmm.
formula, that's how you build your budget. That's how you grow. That's how you buy companies. Because when you have those numbers, you could actually understand how much is the business worth and how would I grow it. So when I buy a business, I just sub in, I take their KPIs, the ones that I told you, I overlap ours. I can pay 10x, but I'm really only paying two, because once I get to my KPIs, which takes 90 days, we're winning the game.
Yeah. What is your goal? How many are you trying to acquire per year? Is there a target there?
You know, Buying companies is kind of luck. You can't force somebody to sell. Uh, and it's got to be integrated properly. And I'd say most companies do not have an integration process, and buying companies actually devalues the business. We, out of our north of $100 million of EBITDA, about 12 of that was bought. So we're more of an organic greenfield machine that we can go wherever we want, whenever we want. And I think that's what makes us so valuable. We don't need to wait to find a good company to buy. We can just go into the market within 18 months. We'll own it.
Yeah.
But it's
Do you guys own
expensive.
do you guys own Dons in Colorado? I see them everywhere. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
do.
Don. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, good branding. I like that company. That's cool.
Well, Don's was
Okay.
a 40-year-old company, and Don's a great guy, and he had a great brand. And the coolest thing about Don's is they didn't spend any money in marketing,
Hmm.
and because they've been around for so long. And when I got it, I put on the marketing machine, rebranded it with Kick Charge, and they call themselves the Wolf Pack. Great group of guys.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. Um, there was, oh man, Dan Martell. We're huge fans of Dan Martell. I know he coaches you, and you're a big fan of buy back your time. One of the things that I try to help business owners do is buy back their time with AI and VAs. I know that you love VAs. Like, what are some ways that you have really bought back your time?
Yeah, so I'm talking to Dan, and he had me just do a little calculation. He goes, "How much is the business worth?" And I told him, and he said, "When is it going to sell?" And I told him, and he goes, "Can we divide that into a 50-hour week?" And I think it came out that I make $600,000 an hour on a 50-hour
Whew,
week.
man,
So
thanks for coming on the podcast, by the way, for an hour. Appreciate
yeah,
that.
no, I enjoy this. And this is not to brag. I'm not trying. I'm just a dude from Michigan that keeps getting lucky. God's got a
Yeah.
plan. But he said, "How much do you drive?" So I started doing math, and I'm like, about 11 hours a week. And he's like, "You're going to hire a driver." I'm like, "Dude, that's so pretentious. I'm not hiring a driver." He's like, "Tommy, you're looking at this all wrong." He's like, "Think about how much you could get done." So I hired a driver. And then in the same conversation, he said, "What do you normally eat?" And I'm like, Well, I like to cook. I like to cook steak and like on the grill. But I'm like, usually I eat Uber Eats. He's like, you're going to hire a chef. He's like, that's the most important thing is your health. So I hired a chef. And it sounds egotistical in a lot of ways, but for me, it really did buy back time.
Yeah.
And I just had the best omelet ever before I came on the podcast.
That sounds amazing.
And my chef's cool as shit. We're going to PXG after this. I'm getting a second set of clubs for Idaho. And then we're going to go golf 9 holes. Just a cool dude, man. I'm very fortunate. I got great people around me. But that's what Dan does is he tries to figure out where you're skipping time. And he goes, the problem with a guy like you, Tommy, is I'm going to find you a lot of time and you're going to fill it back up. Because you got to work on having that empty space. That's your creative side, that's the entrepreneur side. But, Dan's a really, really smart guy. He's great. The funny thing is that I get coached by a lot of people. Patrick Bet-David, Ed Milet, Dan Martell. The list goes on and on. And, in every sense of accomplishment, I mean, if you think I own half the business, doing north of 100 million of EBIT, it's probably worth at least 20x. So that's a little north of 2 billion. So, but I'm always still looking for answers. I'm still bettering my best every day. I'm the best I've ever been, but the worst I'll ever be because tomorrow will be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And, I don't compare myself to a lot of people. I enjoy being happy. I enjoy winning. And, things are good, man. I'm getting married. We're building our dream houses. We're going to have kids. Life's good.
That's amazing. Okay, so talk to me about the you guys have an event coming up for Home Service Freedom. What is something if I'm listening to the show and I'm thinking about potentially attending the event, what are some of the things that I can expect to get out of it?
Well, the biggest thing you get is networking. You're going to talk to companies that have been where you want to go. And I think the thing you don't want to do at this event is go try to meet everybody. There's going to be Donald Trump Jr. and his brother Eric and Robert from Shark Tank. But the real deal is you get into a room, we're going to talk about real life strategies, the best software that's working, the things that you could really scale your business. And when people come there, I think they almost shift their point of view to a whole new thing that they say, this is my number one asset. I'm going to grow this. I'm not going to live this life of a passive income off my business. I'm going to be focused and I'm going to create enterprise value. And if you do that properly, my parents are 72 and all I wanted to do was be able to give them their best life. I mean, the average person lives to 76. So I just wanted them to have their best life ever. I hope they live to be 120. But the point is, I knew I could do something, so I felt like I had to. And I'm trying to bless them as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's amazing. The Home Service Freedom for any home service business, right? HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and
anything. Yeah, you can do pest control, pools, landscaping, doesn't matter. It's October 26th through the 28th in Mandalay Bay. If you just go to freedomevent.com, you can get your tickets. And I promise not to disappoint. This is the best home service event out there. There's a lot of home improvement companies, whether they do kitchen remodels, solar, doesn't really matter. With home service, home improvement, this is the event to be at.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it different for you now giving back in that way and coaching guys? Does that allow you to do something that you haven't previously done? Or is it just very similar to what you've done with your techs and stuff, the guys that do
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The hardest part for coaching for me is I'm probably not the best coach. I'm a better player than I think I coach because a lot of times they just expect them to get it really quickly. Dude, this is broken. And the problem I have is they try to do everything like I used to do it once. And they don't like this little bracelet says ruthlessly prioritize. And I think a lot of people think they can just do it all, but they don't do anything. They juggle too much and nothing gets to the finish line. I enjoy working with the people that actually listen and do the work, but very few do.
Yeah.
And they don't dream big enough. A lot of them, like if you're at 3 million, don't tell me you want to do 100 million. And if you're at 80 million, don't tell me you want to do 100 million. Like there's a big dream and then there's like, you're never going to get there. Then there's like, people don't dream big enough. So It's funny. The people that suck the most dream the biggest, and maybe they'll
Yeah.
figure out a way to reverse engineer it. But I just
What
look
do you
for
what
people.
do you mean by that? The people that suck the most dream the biggest. What do you mean?
I mean, I meet a lot of people that do like $1 million. Are like, I want to do what you did, and I'm like, why? I'm like, please don't get married and don't have kids because that's what it took. I worked every single day. I
Yeah.
ran every midnight call. I literally worked every Thanksgiving day and Christmas day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's 20 years. And I don't know if you're up for that. I was
Yeah.
married to work. That's why I've never been married with no kids so far.
Yeah. As you're planning on growing and scaling A1, is it adding other lines of business or are you just sticking with garage doors?
So I think I'd rather vertically integrate first and own kind of the supply chain. I think that's going to
Yeah.
be. Well, let's put it this way: we own a little bit shy of 2% of the entire garage door market. We could
Yeah.
easily be at 10%. So I don't need to get distracted. If the right things come to fruition, I'll probably be in a couple other things, but it's not a priority. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're so good at doing something and you've got a path to continue to take market share, why change? Everybody that
Yeah.
I know with multiple trades doesn't make shit, and they don't know where their profit's coming from, and it's hard to train and recruit. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, yes, you kind of got a seasonal business that makes sense in the shoulder season to have electrical and plumbing, but yeah, a lot of people they're not focused.
Huh. It's interesting because they all veer into each other's lanes. I'm not a home service guy by trade, and I noticed that they always start to tack on other lines of business. And do you think that by and large that's like a shiny object syndrome? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I seen Parker and Sons do it well. They're going to do 280 million here in Phoenix, but they figure that you own the client, you can sell them more stuff. But very, very rarely do I see it executed correctly. So
hmm.
I do think people are taking money wherever they can get it, but they don't know where their profit is. And without
Yeah.
profit, there's no growth.
Yeah.
Without profit, there's no enterprise value. And
Yeah.
I love home service. I love the blue collar trades. I mean, I do. I just
Yeah.
think most people are doing it wrong.
Yeah. Tommy, what's something we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up? You're a pretty passionate guy.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason we're building a massive house in Idaho is I just I'm all about experiences and memories and living like the
Yeah.
best day ever.
Yeah.
And this house is built for guests. It's built to build memories. It's built to not be alone. It's
Yeah.
built to go out there, go on the boat, go shooting. Uh, so much. We got a bowling alley. We got some cool shit there, and I just can't wait because like I want to experience like my family, and I want to do a reunion, and I want to have all my A1 guys out there, and it's like we got Can-Ams and we got horses and we got goats and mini cows and chickens, and it's just going to be like the time of our life, and I'm super excited just because that's the one thing I want is time. I want to spend
Yeah.
time with the people I love. My favorite thing is I got a couple cousins, several. I got three that I'm thinking about in my head. And every time I'm with them, my stomach hurts the next day because I laugh so loud. I can't stop laughing. That's how great of a time we have.
That's awesome.
And it's the best thing in the world. And so you can't see this, but over in the corner there, I got Jesse Itzer's big ass calendar. And so I carve out time with the most
Yeah.
important people that I enjoy being around.
Yeah.
And that's how I start the year.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. I got to tell you, man, it's just so much fun. I just love it. I love everything. It's like, I'm like, man, can it keep going this good? And it just seems to get better and better and better.
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing. Man, I love the home service space. And one of the things that this is where my crazy comes out, but I just believe the next big movement of God is coming in the home service space. I interview these guys left and right. A lot of them are believers, and I get to go visit with them in their shops. And by and large, I just believe that God is doing something cool in the marketplace. And I believe that I get to do more ministry than most people in the pulpit on Sundays. You know, like I'd love for you to talk a little bit about how has your faith impacted the way you do business, and how has that kept you grounded through some of the ups and downs throughout your time.
Well, look, I don't have downs. I don't feel imposter syndrome. I don't have bad days very often, if any. But I think God just keeps opening up doors. I don't know how, but I'm always at the right place at the right time. He'll introduce me. My dad and I were driving to Sedona, and he goes, just be really open because God's got way bigger plan for you. When you
Hmm.
were a little baby boy, I used to pray for you and I knew you were going to change the world. And he's like, just
Hmm.
be open to the
Hmm.
opportunities that are coming your way. And 94% of people will go to church if you invite them. And I think it's important just to say, hey, you want to come to church with me? So I got a bunch of guys coming to church with me in like 3 weeks. And yeah, I mean, look, this life is pretty short and you can't take it with you. And I always got to remember, I mean, I want to build my fortune in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't take it with you. I love that. Man, we have a lot of blue collar guys that we interview, we talk to. What's one or two things that you feel like that space needs to hear right now? Those owners, operators.
Well, listen, success leaves clues. I'll tell you the quickest way to get where you want to go is be around the people. If you want to be a scratch golfer, golf with guys that shoot 200. I mean, the fact is, your network is your net worth. And when you get around the right people, my favorite three letters is ASK. So I have access. I ask everybody for help. I'm still a student. I'm still just getting started. So I think the fact is that if you could get around the right people. So, for example, I'm good buddies with a lot of bankers. And they've given me balance sheets and income statements and P&Ls of what my business needs to look like. And if you could see it and you can look at it and you go, well, I'm off here, here, and here. So what would it take? You throw this in the clod and you say, well, what would it take for me to be able to do this? I mean, the fact is, most companies try to be at 15% net profit. That's huge success. I'm trying to double that while not taking advantage of my clients, while making sure I'm paying the best in the industry. My net promoter score is the best, the most 5-star
Yeah.
review. And
Yeah.
you get that business efficiencies. So,
Yeah.
but as far as God's concerned, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I believe that He died for our sins, and I believe I'm going to heaven. And it's going to be a tough day when my parents pass away, but I think they'll be in a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Real quick, switching gears. I know you're big on, is it the $1 million tech? You're big on the scorecard
Oh yeah,
on,
yep.
yeah, that, I mean, without question, dude, when I talk to people, the number one pain point. In fact, I would kill if you have a good staffing agency, I would kill for that because we would clean up. Um, but like that's the number one pain point these guys have: hiring, maintaining, recruiting skilled labor. What can you put us on some game with just keeping those guys around and finding them?
Well, the biggest thing is, I used to hire for technical capabilities, and I looked for like guys that were handy with tools. And now
Yeah.
I hire for hospitality, somebody that knows how to
Hmm.
smile a lot, tell a great story, and I teach them the skills. So really, none of our technicians have experience. We teach them the right way from the beginning. And there's a lot of people out there saying there's no good people out there anymore, but most people don't hang out in the unemployment line because you're not going to find aces in the unemployment line. You're going to find them that already have a job that want to switch
Yeah.
to something better. So you want to go fishing where the best fish are. And I think social media does a really good job of that. And the fact that
Okay.
I'm not limited to hire people with skills, technical skills, and I can find the people that smile all the time. They enjoy company. They ask great questions. They actively listen, which is rare. You find the right guys. I mean, look, my top guys do 3 million a year, and they're making a few hundred grand, and it's hard to believe. And guess what? Our clients love us, and we give options, not ultimatums. We don't just give them. We don't give. We say what's going to work for you in your home, and we've got 3 different types of springs: 5-year or 2-year, 5-year, lifetime, depending on what you want to do. If you're selling your house, let's just get you past inspection. And I tell them I want to be your garage door guy for life. I want you to store my number, give it to your friends, family, and neighbors. And we're going to continue to earn the right for your business. And that's important. And so
Yeah.
I just want to do what's right by you. And by the way, the garage door is 268% return on investment. It's 40% of your curb appeal. The garage is the smile of your home. So if you buy a garage door, you're actually making an investment. It's not a cost. And so we're building this app right now. It's almost done. It's in UAT testing, but it shows you the Zillow price of your house today and the Zillow price after replacing the door.
Yeah. 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 That's incredible, man. Even those like the shift in the verbiage, giving them options, um, like and incentivizing your guys. Every the most recent few podcasts I've had, few others have talked about the value in just finding the unskilled sales guy or hospitality guy, like you said, and training them in your trade. And maybe that's what it is. We're all going after the same pool of skilled labor, and it makes it really hard to compete.
Look, I love my competition. I invite them in, and we train about 120 garage door companies. And the thing is, these next 5 moves I'm making, and I don't say this to gloat, but I think it's going to be very hard to compete with us. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be almost impossible. And I think the
Yeah.
big companies that are using AI right now, my ratio for like people like admin, like I'm admin, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
out there doing the work. We're at
Yeah.
1 admin to 2.5 people in the field. By the end of the year, we'll be 4 to 1. And next year, we'll be 8 to 1.
Damn.
And that's a really important ratio with where we're at with AI.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second, and then we'll wrap up here. So, Dan, so you can tell this to Dan. I picked up a copy of Buy Back Your Time on the way to a mental health institution because my first business led me to a mental breakdown and totally changed how I approach business. And God told me to create freedom for business owners. I started a virtual assistant business. I started an AI implementation company. What are a few ways that you're implementing those kind of two tools in your business? And how do you think home service guys should be approaching AI, VAs, and ways to kind of make their businesses more efficient?
Well, there's a simple little rule of life that I kind of live by. I eliminate most distractions, I automate the other ones, and then I delegate the rest.
Yeah.
So eliminate, automate, delegate. And, Dan talks a lot about the 1-3-1. Empower people to find the solution, 3 options, and the one they want to go with. Let them make mistakes. Embrace failure. We use AI in the call center. We use AI for the dispatch. We use my COO, Luke. He ran everything through Claude, his whole calendar, and it turns out he's only doing 49% COO work. So we redid the org chart. And we're building software every weekend. I mean, it's crazy. And what's really, really cool is the founder of ServiceTitan called me and said, we're going to build you we're only doing this for you. We're going to build you, give me the 20 hardest things you have in business. And we're going to build a complete agentic platform that will solve everything for you. And I want you to dream big. And I go, all right, it's going to be tough. And he goes, I'm going to fly out there and I'm going to be with you. We're going to work through these. And, that kind of access is hard to get. And he's going to stay in my house the whole time. And the CEO of Angie's List, Dan was just at my house 3 weeks ago. I'm flying out to Atlanta because Home Depot wants to meet with us and redo their program. I mean, the fact is, the larger you get, the more opportunities, the economies of scale. You think a good CSR at a company books 12 to 15 calls a day. Ours book 45 because we got the volume and we're in every time zone. So if you're paying your person $20 for 15 calls, I could pay them 50 and still be saving money per hour because they're booking that much more. And that's called economies of scale. And I love AI. I actually feel pretty optimistic about it. I've got some of the best consultants on the planet. It's I'm cautiously optimistic because it could go sideways if we don't keep the rails on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the right business. I mean, I didn't know when I got into garage doors how great it is. Like, I had no idea. This industry. So proud to say I'm a blue collar guy. I'm so proud to say I do garage doors. I wear this shirt with pride.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually fascinating to me. It's kind of become sexy again. It's interesting. Like there's been almost this rush to blue collar. Yeah, I have a good buddy who's been looking for a job for a while. I'm like, bro, like don't try to be a financial analyst or whatever. You need to go like learn the trades because this is the way things are going, and you won't get replaced by AI. It's a slam dunk. I love it.
Yeah, Jetson, the CEO of NVIDIA, was like, the best job is to be a plumber. It's not going
Yeah.
anywhere. The average plumber is 54 years old. Huge opportunity in the home service space, but you need to get gritty. You need to learn. You need to ask questions. You need to be around the right people. And
Yeah.
that's the cool thing. Like I do shop tours. People come to my shop. I don't charge for it because people have always opened their doors to me. I feel like it's only right to open my doors. And you might think, man, you're giving up the secret sauce. But by the time people learn the secret sauce, I've already got a new sauce.
That's great. I love that. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Can't say thank you enough. Where can people go if they want to find out more, either about the summit or, anything else that you want to promote?
Yeah, well, listen, I put a lot of content on Instagram. If you go to Tommy Mello, there's no W. So TOMMYMELLO.com. I think I put some pretty good stuff on Instagram. You can see all my handles on that site. If you go to freedomevent.com, you could book tickets to our next event. And if you go to tommymello.com/shop, you can sign up for a shop tour. I'll show you how we train guys, how we recruit, what softwares we use. And it's free. Yeah, and look, if anybody needs anything, just reach out. I mean, all my stuff's on tommymello.com. And I try to make time for people. But every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to everything else. So you got to be very cautious with your time. But I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy getting the phone call of, man, that 30 minutes you spent with me changed my life. And I get people all the time. They were going through divorce, their kids, whatever it is. And they're like, man, just you really impacted. And impact's really important to me.
Yeah. Amen. Well, Tommy, thank you for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Appreciate you, brother.